everyone, hope all is good with you. On this week's episode, different ways to say hello in British English. And learn 15 phrasal verbs with the help of Formula 1. Let's go. Section 1. How to say hello in British English. When I used to watch the Queen on her televised visits to some various openings or events, I often wondered what on earth she would say to all these different people she was introduced to. I did hear a rumour that she actually would say, "What do you do?" after each introduction. A simple hello just didn't cut it. Well, I'm sure you don't have a social or work diary of royalty, but what can you say instead of the traditional hello? So in this section, I'll share some alternatives to the standard hello when it comes to greeting someone in British English. If you're not already using them, I hope you'll be able to add these to your repertoire after following this quick guide to their pronunciation. Before we look at the alternatives, a quick word on the pronunciation of hello. Now, in general, the emphasis tends to fall on the low part rather than the h part at the beginning. Hello. Hello. So here's some alternatives to ponder. Number 1, you all right? You all right? This is a very casual, relaxed greeting. It's asked as a question, but doesn't necessarily expect a proper reply. However, if it's asked in a very deliberate manner, when each word is said quite carefully and slower, then it is asked more as a genuine question that is hoping for an answer. You all right? That sort of thing. With regards to its pronunciation, often we don't hear the t at the end, as it can become glottalized. This is where the throat closes and stops the sound. And sometimes we can completely lose that U at the beginning, so it becomes a single, all right? You all right? You all right? All right? Number 2, how's it going? How's it going? As you say this greeting, you'll notice that we link the first 2 words together, so the sound changes a little and sounds more like how's it, how's it. Notice that z sound. The connected speech makes it sound a lot more natural. How's it going? Option 3, how are things? How are things? Some points to notice when saying this phrase. Again, the first 2 words are linked together and will sound like hower, hower. The R changes into more of a schwa sound, hower. And we also put more of the emphasis or stress on the things part of the phrase. How are things? How are things? Now, if you've not seen someone in a while, you might say, long time no see, or it's been a long time. So option 4, long time no see, it's a funny old phrase which doesn't seem to make much sense grammatically, but it is a well-used expression. A point of pronunciation for it's been a long time. Again, we're linking words, and this time the it's been. As we do so, you'll notice that the sound of been changes and sounds more like been. It's been. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Now, if you're meeting someone for the first time, or perhaps in a more formal setting, you might wish to use a more formal greeting. Of course, hello is still totally fine, but maybe a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening would be more appropriate depending on the situation. So, good evening sounds in conversation, good evening, good evening. Good afternoon sounds like good afternoon, good afternoon. Good morning, good morning. I find this one slightly different to the previous 2, as it is harder to blend the D with the M, so the D is pronounced more clearly here than the other options. Good morning, good morning. Another option would be, how do you do, how do you do. This is quite old-fashioned, but you still hear it in more formal occasions. The middle do in this phrase runs into the U, and we hear the introduction of a more just sound. How'd you do? How'd you do? And finally, pleased to meet you is a polite way of greeting after an introduction. In this phrase, we introduce an extra sound when linking the meet with the U. We use a ch sound in between, so it sounds like meet you, meet you, pleased to meet you. So there you have a quick rundown of the pronunciation of some of our most popular greetings in RP British English. I hope you found this helpful.
This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer, whether you're paying bills in the local currency back home or receiving pounds, rupees, or yen from loved ones overseas. You'll get the mid-market exchange rate with no extra markups. Join 15 million customers and download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 2. A 30-day British accent challenge. Do you fancy kicking off autumn with a 30-day challenge? Have you ever taken part in one? Of course, the whole idea behind a challenge is to build a new habit that continues once the 30 days are up. But it can be really hard to keep up that momentum and reach the end of the 30 days. There are 3 common reasons why 30-day challenges can fail, so keep these in mind when setting out your next challenge. Firstly, the challenge isn't specific enough. Secondly, the challenge is too hard. And thirdly, the challenge doesn't match your goals. So, if you're considering a British accent speaking challenge, keep it clear what you want to achieve, keep it easy, and don't set yourself up to fail. Use it as a building block towards the speaking voice you want to attain. Now, if you haven't got time to design your own 30-day learning journey, hop on to my British Accent 30-day challenge. I'll put the links in the show notes. It's learningbritishaccent.com/30-day-challenge. Again, link in the show notes. Best of luck, and let me know how you get on.
This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer, whether you're paying bills in the local currency back home or receiving pounds, rupees, or yen from loved ones overseas. You'll get the mid-market exchange rate with no extra markups. Join 15 million customers and download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 3. Learn 15 common phrasal verbs with Formula 1. In this section, we're diving into the adrenaline-fueled world of Formula 1 racing while mastering 15 common phrasal verbs. Get ready to rev up your vocab and accelerate your language skills like a true champion. Before we hit the racetrack, let's quickly understand what phrasal verbs are. Phrasal verbs are combinations of verbs and prepositions or adverbs that create unique meanings. They are an essential part of everyday English conversations, so buckle up and get ready to explore. And if you don't know, Formula 1 is the pinnacle of motorsport, where drivers race high-performance cars in Grand Prix at incredible speeds. Let's unveil the 15 phrasal verbs we'll be mastering today. Get ready to conquer the language of speed. 1. Speed up. Speed up. Lewis Hamilton had to speed up to get past the slower cars during the chaotic start at Monza. 2. Slow down. Slow down. Max Verstappen slowed down on the cool-down lap after winning the race at Spa-Francorchamps. Number 3, pull over. Pull over. The safety car will pull over at the end of the next lap. Number 4, take off. Take off. Esteban Ocon refused to take off his helmet straight away. Number 5, get ahead. Get ahead. Sergio Perez is hoping to get ahead of Max Verstappen in the championship after his win in Monaco. Number 6, catch up. Catch up. McLaren are bringing car upgrades to try and catch up to the pace of Ferrari and Red Bull. Number 7, put on. Put on. Mechanics put on fresh tyres during George Russell's pit stop at the French Grand Prix. Number 8, take on. Take on. Fernando Alonso will take on the challenge of developing the new Aston Martin team. Number 9, back off. Back off. Carlos Sainz had to back off when he saw the crash between Lewis Hamilton and George Russell at Silverstone. Number 10, look out. Look out. Fans were told to look out for flying debris after Pierre Gasly's tyre exploded at 200 miles per hour in Azerbaijan. Number 11, hold on. Hold on. Lando Norris was told by his team to hold on while they checked the issue with his car. Number 12, take over. Take over. Red Bull looked poised to take over Mercedes' dominance of Formula One in the new regulations era. Number 13, run out. Run out. All teams measure their fuel consumption carefully, so no one will run out of fuel during the Grand Prix. Number 14, fill up. Fill up. See the pit crew fill up the car with fuel in a matter of seconds. And number 15, set off. Set off. Experience the thrill as drivers set off on their race, leaving a trail of excitement behind. So that's how these phrasal verbs work in the world of Formula One. But let's take a look at how they can be used in more everyday situations. I'm going to give you a sentence which has a missing phrasal verb, one that was in the list that we've just done in Formula One. I'll put them in the links in the show notes. Can you work out which phrasal verb fits in best with the sentence? I'll say the word blank where the phrasal verb needs to fit in to the sentence. So let's start. Number 1. Police often blank speeding drivers to issue tickets. Police often blank speeding drivers to issue tickets. From the list in the show notes, which phrasal verb do you think fits in the most appropriately? Number 2. I want to blank at work by taking on extra projects. I want to blank at work by taking on extra projects. Number 3. I had to blank to get to work on time after getting through the traffic jam. Number 4. My friend is blank the challenge of running a marathon. Number 5. The driver blank when she saw the speed limit had been lowered. Number 6. Can you blank while I transfer your call? Number 7. My plane blank in about an hour for my holiday. Number 8. The fireworks blank at midnight to welcome the new year. Number 9. We blank of milk, so I couldn't finish making a cup of tea. Number 10. I need to blank my car with petrol before I can drive anywhere. Number 11. I'm trying to blank on work after being off sick last week. Number 12. The large corporation blank its smaller competitor. Number 13. I blank in the argument when it was clear neither of us would budge. Number 14. Blank for black ice on the roads during the winter. And number 15. I blank a coat before going outside in the cold weather. Can you think of any more sentences to use these common phrasal verbs? Now, if you need more help with your RP British accent, join the British Accent Bundle and quickly improve your speaking voice and accent. learningbritishaccent.com/bundle.
This podcast is brought to you by Wise, the app for international people using money around the globe. With Wise, you can send, spend, and receive up to 40 currencies with only a few simple taps. Plus, Wise won't add hidden fees to your transfer, whether you're paying bills in the local currency back home or receiving pounds, rupees, or yen from loved ones overseas. You'll get the mid-market exchange rate with no extra markups. Join 15 million customers and download the Wise app today or visit wise.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Section 4. Could your native language help your British accent? I've been asked if it's possible to practice a British accent using your native language first. Well, this is quite an interesting idea. Attempting a British accent in your native tongue can be helpful for training your mouth and speech muscles to make these unfamiliar sounds. Since you already have fluency in your mother tongue, you can focus solely on mimicking the accent without worrying about vocabulary or grammar. However, some sounds in a British accent may simply not exist in your native language. Practice will still be needed to master pronouncing these new phonemes. But trying to adapt your native speech can get you closer to the melodic intonation and rhythms of British English. While your native language can lay helpful groundwork, regularly listening to and practicing with real British English will be key for mastering the accent. But attempting a British version of your mother tongue can be a useful starter technique. And that brings us to the end of another episode. Don't forget, please do share, rate, subscribe to the podcast if you like it. And if you'd like to donate, you can do so through the links in the show notes. And the British Accent Bundle price is going back up in the next couple of days, so do join while it's still only £59. Well, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you back here next week. Bye for now.